Hello, Scorpio. We are here to do your update, your psychic and astrology update for May. Now, I'm more going to talk about bits and pieces that I'm going to get into your read. And I'm going to pull a crystal for the month of what can be coming up for you. And this one keeps popping up. I knew it. I was just saying to Mark, I can guarantee you I'm seeing amethyst for you guys being very important. There could be some fair-based frequencies coming up and tourmaline. Now, this can be, again, your Scorpio, guys, okay? Diving deep. You got the tourmaline. Needing to spiritually protect yourself. Now, this can be a time for you guys that's going to be really unique. Now, you've got to remember that Pluto does really link in with you guys, which is, you know, to me, I link in with the Aries placement and Pluto placement linking in with your chart, and it's the 8th house, which is, and it's funny because this morning my hairband fell on the bench and it was an infinity symbol. I also saw the clover. Now, uniquely, you have the 5th house linking in with Pisces, which is, you know, Neptune. It can be dreams, it can be delusions, it can be innovation. And I asked Mark, I said, I've got the chart in the office, but, you know, when is this occurring? Because I was picking up themes. Hi, Luciana. And I do feel you guys, you got the superstition energy going on. Yeah, but it's the scientific, analytical mind. And those hunches can be incredibly important. But you've got a disconcern between, you know, is it wound or is it hunch energy? Is it intuition and psyche? Because there is a stark difference. So providing you've done work on yourself, I do feel many of you will be in the purple chakra system, obviously, you know, following your ascended masters. Others of you, as you're ascending, you always need the tourmaline, because as you're ascending, you tend to need psychic protection. And I do feel you guys going through a deep transformative state. Now, the beginning of May, we're going to have a full moon in Scorpio, which is your zodiac sign. It's 1st house placement. Again, I do feel it's a rebirth of your energy, so you can potentially be getting tired. You do tend to find when you go through these spiritual walk-ins and you're recreating yourself, you can get quite tired. So, you know, definitely keep up your fluids. I'm also seeing, you know, a lot of shifts and changes coming with you guys, and there can be unique energies that come up that you're really wanting to look at, but I do feel a reinvention of self. Now, on your home front, again, it's falling in your 1st house placement, and the likes and dislikes that you had before, you may be renovating, you may be wanting to give the house a fresh look, you may be wondering whether you directly relate to the environment. And also with Saturn and Aquarius, it does fall in your psychology house. So you can be mixing with all walks of life suddenly, or feeling, do you fit into this tribe? Do you fit into this connection? And your unique view. And I'm feeling a lot of throat chakra. I'm feeling there could be potentially family-related dynamics that come up where you can be talking about situations of the past and you're wanting to proceed forward, but this is a closing out of karma cycle. So if there's been unsaid words and things to that degree, I do feel them coming up. On a renovation level, this can be where you're putting your quirky style into your house, and it might be with all the Taurus energy, because a lot of us are tapping into that at the moment. You know, leaving April, moving into May, that we're tapping into the frequency of Taurus. Now, it does come for changes, but we'll get into that as we go. With the energy of changes for you guys on the home front, again, I'm feeling it can be how you were before in previous connections, in previous ways you linked in. Those things can be changing. But again, you're going to be more clear towards the end of the month with that. So if you're jumping in the deep end, you're better off to deal with the things that aren't more permanent things and wait till after the retrograde effect. Now, I have done the zodiac signs for Venus retrograde per zodiac. I'm trying to change the title so they're searchable in the search engine. Some of them still have your direct zodiac sign and Venus retrograde 2020 in Gemini. So if you haven't looked at them, have a look and it will give you some ideas as to some of the things that will come up. With the 12th house, Juno is in your 12th house, and I am going to pull cards and I'm going to link them all into this and articulate into the in-depth romance read and some things that can be coming up collectively. Your home, again, your psychology is important, but some of the old items you might have had previous connections and things to that degree, you may be coming to terms with these things, and you might have old possessions that you're looking at and they can be bringing up energy. Also, from a spiritual point of view, you need to be directly tapped into it. And I do feel if there's been some nuisance or noise energy, it may be coming up due to the Saturn and Aquarius energy, because it does fall in your 4th house. Now, again, I'm seeing needing to read paperwork, updating policies and things to that degree, and reading fine print. Very similar, because we are having Venus retrograde. It isn't a Gemini energy. It is Mercury energy. So caution with the frequency of reading fine print. Tying out the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, 2 of the themes at home that can be coming up. Let me have a look. Your beliefs and their beliefs, again, I do feel can be very different. And when it does come down to your work, you know, there is a lot of communication necessary. So keep the line of communication open. If you're currently not working, it can be a time to actually network and move that energy forward. And I'm feeling a lot of alignment energy when it does come to doing the thing that you feel directly is connected to you. Now, in love, with the Pisces energy, because it falls in your 5th house, there is some dreams that you want to achieve. Some of you might be deciphering whether they were delusional or realistic. You also may be hoping at some point some things will be solving. Is there power on your side or is there power on the others? And really look at that and decipher what you need to do to move forward. You also have Venus in your 7th house. So with the 7th house, it feels like no sooner do you may feel, I'm hearing a song, dissatisfied with certain things, but it's not necessarily that it's you don't love the energy. See, my throat went. It's more that you've changed, and it's trying to really decipher between what that change is and how you feel about the dynamic now. And I do feel after this month, a lot of old energies that are coming in and cycling out are really going to be coming up to view. But I feel you're not completely certain. And definitely with the nodes moving into Gemini and Venus retrograde in Gemini, it is communication. It's the hindrance of your movement in the day-to-day life. Definitely the Aquarian energy is very social. You might be changing your home, being prepared for everything to change, and really deciphering between what is value now and what isn't. So it is perfect that this is sort of happening at the moment, although many of us won't be looking at that from that perspective. It might be a time where you're wanting to really make amends with certain individuals, having hunches, maybe being a little bit superstitious of particular individuals and not trusting their energy. In your career sector, you do have the 6th house really in Aries and Chiron. Now, when you're wanting to fight for things and when you're wanting to move the energy forward, you're going to have the energy to do it, but again, your psychology needs to come back to a medium level. And I feel the full moon potentially for you guys can be a detox, a release, a spiritual realignment. So, you know, really gauge your energy so that you don't get the psychic attack energy coming towards you, because there can be negative energy really honing in on you as you're ascending. I'm also feeling people coming towards you and actually asking advice. They can be people that do tend to lean on you quite readily, so, and it's becoming irritational to you. So if potentially you have your own psychology you're wanting to look at, and your likes and dislikes are different to maybe the people you're living with, it's being able to be a unique being in that environment without it directly impacting and affecting your vibration. But I do feel some of you may be shifting things around. Now, again, some of these hopes and dreams that you're wanting to deal with in your career sector, I'm hearing the term putting your money where your mouth is. So a lot of times when you're trying to manifest, number one, I'm hearing keep your cards close to your chest. And I feel intuitively you guys know this. If you've got an idea in mind, you know, potentially in the past you might have shared it and people might have pinched your ideas or pinched your glory. It doesn't mean to say moving forward it has to be like that. I am feeling it is healthy for you to have these dreams, But it's almost like no sooner do you have them, do you kind of give up on them. And it's almost like trying to get the balance there and finding your niche. And I do think this, at a very soul level, you're changing in all formats in your life. It's not just one area. It is very much, sorry, the table's knocking. It's your career, it's your family, it's your home, it's your finances. It's a very level up month. And I think it's quite healthy that we're going to have so many planets retrograde. However, the one time you really need to be on your A game, and you'll definitely see these sharp shifts happening, is definitely in June, because we are having Neptune retrograde. And we'll definitely be having eclipses during that time. The things you're not going to see coming, and the bonus you do have with your career sector in the 11th house, is cleaning up and getting things organised is going to monopolise on money coming in and creating abundance. Sometimes when we clear space, it can bring the energy back in. I'm also seeing health fads and things to that degree, really researching them. Some of you are going to be looking at it, might be holistic eating, holistic kind of enterprises. But also with the energy of Virgo. Virgo energy is very clean. It's very meticulous. And again, it's almost similar to the Pluto, Scorpio energy. Read the fine print, I keep saying. Make sure in your career sector that you actually read the fine print. Some of you, if you are returning to work, I do feel there can be other opportunities and other people calling on you, or you may wish to invest elsewhere. And I do feel this will be a networking time for you. With the unseen falling in your third house, you can also have white goods and things to that degree that may actually need replacing, or physically you feel because you're changing, you don't relate to some of the things you have. Now, you might be able to make money through the 11th house of cleaning house, getting rid of things that you don't feel directly relate to you any longer, be it now or be it as the movement goes forward after Venus retrograde. I just feel really taking stock of what you have and what you don't want anymore and what you don't relate to. And I feel during the Venus retrograde, you may find there's certain things in your home that you just don't directly relate to any longer, and your style and your trends are actually changing. Let's get into your read. Let's see what's happening. How are we all doing? You guys are having a real shake-up energy. Be careful with your home front. I do feel, hi Dale, I do feel this sort of like home front energy. Some of you feel you're there, some of you feel you're not, even if you are. It's like just really assessing the environment. If you're agitated and you're moving things around, A, the environment may not be the issue. B, it may be that no matter how you move things around, it's not feeling like it's you anymore, which is perfectly normal because we're moving into a full moon in Scorpio. So you guys overall might actually surprise yourselves about how you relate to me and some of the things that are coming up for you. But you do need to really protect yourself. Some of you have this hunch, and again, it's very Scorpio to my belief. It's like having a hunch and moving with the moon energy and going, okay, I'm going to go through this transit, I'm going to go through this energy. In the past, you might have made sacrifices, and some of these energies could be coming up, where you made sacrifices for family and energies that may have hindered your career. Some of these hopes and dreams maybe didn't come through due to this. It could have been a partnership as well with, Juno being in, what house is Juno in for you? In your 12th house. So psychologically speaking, you might feel more mature than the norm, but this is evolving, and there can be peace being made with the past. But spiritually speaking, it can be a deeply psychic month, but you do need to discern between what is the download and what is the wound. And Mark and I were talking about that earlier, funny enough. Not to get fixated on the allowance and the enabling, and definitely not to get to a point where you can't decide between the two. And it's not that it's bad if that happens, it's just being awareness so that you're able to fine-tune that frequency. Career sector for you definitely is coming up. Also really picking trends, I'm sensing. Some of you, again, may be wishing to change your wardrobe all of a sudden, and you just don't relate to, you know, well, what's going on in your mind? But the agitation, I feel, is due to emotions and feelings that are being suppressed and things coming up from the past overall. Now, the devil energy, really, I'm seeing career energy, wounds, wanting to take your power back, wanting to get your level up energy on. And I'm seeing a lot of people, I'm watching for my wanting to level up and have the dreams, the hopes and dreams in their career sector. Also, spiritually speaking, I'm seeing ocean around you guys. I don't know why ocean is so very important. I mean, you're a water sign, but the fresh air and the clearing of the energy, I do feel very neutral and very positive. I'm also seeing distant horizons and location. But water for you guys seems very important. I do feel if you can't directly get to the ocean, you know, pour a bath and put the salt in it, because I'm seeing the salt to be deeply healing. And it makes sense because you do have tourmaline as your crystal for the month in May. Now, because you do have so much Pluto aspects and you are governed by Pluto, again, out with the old, in with the new energy. So some people might be looking at you like you're batshit loopy. This could be just very temporary, and it's not. You guys are driven by hunches and energy and knowledge. You dig deep to find the truth. You find the flaws in systems. You guys would be great detectives. You'd also be great at analytical details and things to that degree, very similar to Virgo. Spiritually speaking, I do feel you guys are going to have a hunch, and also if you are working, people are going to call upon you for different reasons. Regardless, whatever you're moving towards, you might know or sense something, so you're going to have to deal with it quite uniquely. And I don't find this to be manipulation energy. This card is the card of a tactical approach. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling there is an adverse energy around you, black tourmaline, right? So you're having to be quite tactical. And I'm feeling Black Moon Lilith energy for some reason. Don't know why I'm picking up on that, but I'm feeling shadow energy. There might be a person that maybe spiritually at times can be very up and down, or that you're tuning into them and you're really wondering, and there can be an emotional person around you that you can be directly tuning into, thinking of. They're having to deal with this scenario very logically, I would say. And again, you're the detective of the Zodiacs, so I feel you guys are going to handle that fine. Your independence this month, allow people in. But I'm really feeling, even with the hangman energy, I feel you guys going on a hunch that you know something's changing. It's not just you, it's the environment, it's the whole new beginning energy. The node's definitely changing. It's going to bring new subject matters in. Venus retrograde will evolve you completely, the way you communicate. I'm feeling, again, very sharp energy. Hi, Giggle. Hi, Chris. With the energy you guys are moving through, it's very non-codependent energy. Mark and I were talking about the 8th house, and it does link in with Mars and Pluto. You guys want to level up in your career. You want to come 50-50 as an equal in a connection. You also want to know that person is reciprocal and willing to work with you. When we deem it as coming correct, but when we're correct and we're level, they're correct also, because we wouldn't endure anything short of such. But really focused on the duality in that room, that connection, and how that's possible and who you'll usher in. I just feel very strongly that it's funny because even behind the King of Pentacles, and I feel this is in your career sector, very much so, masculine side, although it can be a masculine energy. In general, I also do feel a male energy is going to give you guys advice. I'm also seeing something to do with a change in house. Again, it's either upgrade or physical move, but the delay, I feel you've made a sacrifice for somebody else. It might have been patience. It might have been dealing with adversity, conflict. And I'm very much seeing it very cutting. I'm seeing it very, I know what I want. I've reached my conclusion. I found the foresight and the information. I'm hearing third time lucky or third chance, right? Some of you have avoided a transformation, and there might have been an energy of hiding behind something. And this is coming up, but it's going to change this month. And some of you might not have even been subconsciously aware it was happening. You could have been doing such. There is going to be clarity in this of a delayed start. That's what I'm saying. A delayed start, a reason why, a spiritual upgrade needed. And potentially maybe going the long way around, but there can be some energies that you're cycling out again of your life. Hierophant in reverse. Now, I get a different message with this most recently. And I more feel you are really on a spiritual path. You might have had incredibly traditional values, tried to do things the traditional way, but it was to no avail. And, you know, no matter how authentic and ethical your vibration was, universe and the way in which they've given you, you know, your life path, so to speak, it's been quite challenging. Now, your communication sector has been quite hindered. Sometimes people may have taken you out of context, but there can be a lot of wounds coming up. And again, I do feel you're very cautious about who you trust. That can be because you are very, very psychic. But I do feel a business venture. Some of you have gone back to traditional ways of being, where you feel for you uniquely, traditional employment is the way to go, or traditional careers. The theme of Cinderella and Drusilla and Anastasia has been coming up for me. What doesn't fit, doesn't fit. If the shoe doesn't fit, the shoe doesn't fit. And it's like everyone's been making you to feel that the shoe needs to fit. And you're like, the shoe don't fit, okay? The shoe don't fit. Okay, there's an energy of a loved one. Now, pertaining to your romance house, I feel you guys deep in thought. It's very light. You know, when I'm tuning into it, the first thing that's come through is there is an energy of a loved one that has passed over. Now, you guys, depending on how spiritual you are, what your belief system is, you got the Hermit card. Some of you have needed to be very in hermit mode, meditation, isolation, not wanting to be around other people's vibration. Now, with this, I feel it's an upgrade and it's a healing. It's where you were safe. And again, I'm seeing almost like coming out of the shell, transforming, evolving. You can't go back to the old way of being, but you've had some deep healing going on. You also might be feeling overprotective of yourself and not as strong as you wish to be. You also you might not be feeling that it's really unique. If you guys are wondering if this person that you're thinking about romantically is with another person, the answer is no. Some of you may be thinking this person is unable to level up. This is for those of you that are single. It's a separate message. And, you know, has not seen you for who you are and may be with somebody else. That's the polar opposite. The person, it's you also are spiritually transforming. Now, those of you in a connection, again, I do feel there's a real level up energy where two roads are coming up. Do I go left? Do I go right energy? You want a happy home. You know, what way is that door? Which door is that? How do I get to that door? I do feel by the time we reach I would say more to do with the 17th moving forward of May, this is where you're going to be moving into the Juno energy of judgment. And I do feel this is where you may have accumulated some information linking in with this person, what the goal is, what's going on, maybe even something's being revealed to you, again, about I am feeling also your career sector, but separately I'm feeling your love life. And there is a level up when it does come to connections and movement. This gossip can also pertain to their employment. And a transformation that's occurring there. And it's definitely going to change your whole world. It's so odd because so many of the energies that are popping through for you guys, Scorpio, you don't see this coming. You literally are in complete detachment mode. You're psychically, energetically, maybe even potentially slightly paranoid that energies around you do not have your best intentions at heart and needing to recover. I'm also feeling a family-related dynamic kind of being looked at. Okay, for this person, and in general, there is a wake-up call. There is a transformation. And the first thing I heard was karmic. Karmically speaking, and I use the term karmic, not based on the fact that there is a karmic. Karmic energy in general is being cycled out. So there's luck coming for you, but this individual, there's going to be a sudden shift in their life. I do feel this is potentially for you too. The dark energy and the dark night of the soul energy can be a snag in the road, and definitely during Pluto retrograde, your transformation, the energy surrounding you transforming. The hermit mode energy may be to recoup after a revelation and information has come in. Now, their energy in general is coming through very suave and charismatic. They're very romantic, very talking about some of the hurts of the past and the disappointments. And again, I don't feel these people are not leveled up. I don't feel the connections, but it's a lot of soul healing, a lot of conversations. I don't feel animosity. It's almost very adult conversations, very matter-of-fact conversations. It's almost like organising a contract. It feels so level-headed. But huge reveals, huge disclosure relating to what has been occurring deep down inside themselves. And I do feel you will intuitively know it, and they're gonna bring it directly to you. I do feel they've also had a revelation about what a connection is and what that really realistically means. This is causing them a lot of sleepless nights. I do feel, in a way, there is a reason they're quite blocked. Some of the responsibilities they had on their plate, or they were carrying at an emotional level, they have been dropped. They weren't allowing, maybe potentially even wanting to let go, but something in the shadow was hidden, and I think this can also be psychology. You know, emotional energies of the past really affecting them. But they're very concerned about how it directly affected you, and they're seeing the correlating energies, because I do feel at an empathic level, they somehow have moved through an energy of what you've been through. So now they're seeing, you know, the eye for the clouds, so to speak. Okay, what do they want you to know? Ooh, thank you. Okay, they're definitely moving away from the junk in their life. They're definitely out with the old, in with the new. I do feel it's as, I keep saying water. What is it? Okay, they've got a memory really linking them with you guys with water. This can be beach, it can be swimming pool, it can be a destination. I just see water relating in a memory. It might have been even social media. I'm seeing them looking at your social media and seeing a picture of you on the beach. And it's almost like they're in their Neptune energy, really dreaming about it, really thinking about it, and being very in that energy, like they're there with you. But it is a lot, and it depends on where you are in the journey, but I'm really feeling this person is very, very mesmerized by you. They may even have a photo of you on the phone. I'm also feeling them to be a little bit superstitious of you, and they're in a hurry. They almost feel like you're going somewhere or you're detached, and you may feel very in your own vessel right now, especially with first house placement and the full moon moving through May. You might be really in a detached energy, very spiritually assessing things and looking at the way you want to move in life. Very much feeling that maybe you're looking at them, poorly, and you don't see them the same way. And they're really wanting this victory. They're going to do anything they can, hell and high water. They don't even care if it does or doesn't happen. They want to retrieve the star energy back, and they're willing to take a leap of faith. Now, they do know in the past, some of the moves they make, be it in the connection or in general, they're ready to risk all. That's what I'm saying. I'm also seeing a dark night of the soul energy. This has been coming up through the last few readings. You got Tumbeline. Be really careful who you're trusting. I'm not saying be paranoid, because obviously there's an aspect that's a potential this month. But I do feel, white light yourself, do the gin removal, do a one-off clearing of your house. And then anyone who's negative, attempt not to tune into them too much. Really pay attention to your side of the fence, but use Tumbeline if you're traveling. Because you've got the Ten of Swords here. Now, this energy, if you're tuning into them and they're separate to you, they're going through an upgrade. You can't help them through that. This is where the end of that is done and dusted. It can't go on any longer. So whatever they're dealing with, it's closing out. But psychically, it can be a psychic attack, right? You can't tune into it because it'll affect your frequency. So potentially, if you've been tired for a while, you're going to start ascending again and really looking at these things. But I do feel a lot of inner reflection work going on, which is good because that energy detaches where these energies are around you, family, tribe, co-workers. You're very fixated on self, which is good. Try to keep it that way. That's what's going to help you move forward. Because overall, this new beginning is going to happen. But during that process, you might find the vibration. I'm also feeling there is some hurts that they're dealing with. And there's also almost like the evil eye energy coming, which is thus the reason why I've got Tumbeline for you guys, that it could be affecting your auric field. You'll know. Your demeanor will change. You'll also feel fatigued, maybe agitated. You just won't feel yourself. So if that's such, and, even your home environment or people you're dealing with, there's conflict and there's fights, the theme of white light yourself is tune out, because if you tune in, it's into your auric field, clear your house, like I've suggested, use your Tumbeline, and don't feed that energy. It's a bit like a plant. If you don't water it, what happens? It dies. Okay, don't feed it. But be mindful that this is a potential, and if you're sensing it, do a gin removal. Because I do feel there's jealousy and kind of people talk about you because of jealousy. But we can't control what other people do, but we can white light ourselves. This person is very, very close to having a complete 360 transformation with you. And some of these ideas, just as you're like, this is never going to happen, things are changing. I'm seeing also some of you are wanting to go on a holiday. What's that? What you're undecided about. Oh, okay, you're on the fence about connections, guys. Are they in one? Are you in one? What do you do? You're having a soul upgrade. It's normal. Live through this time during the Venus retrograde. Are they in one? Are they not? Do you stay? Do you go? Is this going to happen? Be careful what you're feeding. Because this is, all these marriages, contracts, partnerships energy, you're going to have your completion. Don't walk away just before it occurs. But I do feel the detachment energy is necessary because it does alchemize it. Some of you who are in a connection, there could be something in the home that's changing. It might be the location. It might be part of the dreams that you're having. You're wanting to shift around and wanting to move in this different direction. So do you stay, do you go? Energy can also link into that. But I'm definitely seeing A trigger point linking in with employment, and definitely a love interest is getting a job or having a change there. One's going up, one's going down. So it's like something's moving about and shifting, but it's for a spiritual reason. It's out with the old and with the new. Any questions while you're in the house? Any questions? We're all so quiet. Crazy rude, guys. If you're wanting me to tune into your individual energy, there is a link below. I will, during the week, come on for a super chat if you can't afford a full rate. And I'm hoping the feed's still working because I've been rabbiting on. That's okay, Phoenix. Reborn Tarot. Do you have a channel? I'll have to go and see your channel. Do you have a channel? I've got a few friends that are readers. Definitely jealousy around you guys. It's like you're like, ugh, I've got my own issues, and yeah, this energy is really looking at you. Cool. Yes, I have given, doing this is unique. Animal card, oh, just for you. I am shifting them back more to do with the crystals and things like that. I know it works better. Animal card for Luciana, and I'll pull one for Scorpio as well. I should do them for all the zodiac signs. What does Luciana need to have as an animal card totem, please? They're not animal card totems. You're going back over old ground. There's something in the past that's going to serve you. It can be a memory. Yeah, I'm feeling a memory. Something from a blast from the past. I usually have these pre-recorded, but because I did the Venus reads, it was like, wow, man, that's a lot. Don't go anywhere. Your creativity is at a peak. It's in reverse. And remember, the energies of what's going on here, it's like there's some changes coming. And definitely, look, a lot of the growth energy, we're having Jupiter retrograde. It's healthy. We're going to have the nodes in Sagittarius. Again, it's healthy. It's almost like the quality system of the zodiac, you know, in retrograde. So as it goes retrograde, it's when you fine-tune things. And it's a bit like ascension. Some of us get in our ego and we micromanage the time and things to that degree. When you look at that, 9 times out of 10 when you just release, because it's an egoic purge, you release and you let go, you actually make leeway. You get more done after you've ascended. You're more clear. You're able to do things quicker. So don't fight transformations. But it's almost like universe saying, don't go anywhere. You may not know who to invest in, what to invest in, how you feel. Again, it's Venus retrograde. That makes sense. And are you running from something? The universe is going to stop you from doing that. Oh, Luciana. Okay. One for Scorpio in general. I told ya. Good old intuition with Scorpio. Speak less, listen more. From Australia. It's your intuition's going to serve you, but decipher between what's the wound and what your intuition is, you know, and check that. Sometimes it's good to look at it from an external point of view and go, am I the common denominator, or is this a hunch? Has this been something that's been going on for a while? Follow your psyche. But protect your psyche, okay? Because somebody's ciphering your energies. So if you're giving to something that is taxing spiritually, allow them to ascend, focus on your energy, follow your intuition and your psyche. But for some of you, it can be really working in light work energy work. especially with the Neptune energy, the 12th house. I mean, for you guys, launching it, it's not usually good to launch it during an eclipse, but if you do have businesses, it's probably better to do it after that, which is kind of sucky because we've got 2 more months after May of eclipses. But it's not to say you can't. It's better to do it on a new moon, especially in the spiritual realm. And definitely with the Gemini energy and Mercury, it's very healthy to do online businesses and things to that degree. So there you go. If you're wanting a booking and you want me to check into yours, would you check on my Scorpio X, please? I'm doing good, but I think it would be great if we talked or text. Something to do with the house is changing. Again, I'm feeling a consolidation of assets, a shift in energy. Does he have children, Chris? Because I'm seeing children. Or is it your kids? Probably. It's just, yeah, I'm seeing, sort of feels like a connection to children, either yours or his, but it's distant memories of the past. It's very matter of fact. It's very making closure with the past. And another thing that was coming through at a spiritual level, and this is for all of Scorpio, and it's even coming through for the Scorpion energy I'm tuning into, there is a loved one on the other side that's helping you through with this process. It's like almost like you prayed to them, or their guides directly working through them where they've prayed to them. It's either way, whoever you've called in or whoever you've been, ushering in, again, be careful, psychic energy, be careful what you're ushering in, guys, especially with the Neptune aspect. You want to usher in the light energy, so you need to white light yourself. Daughter in Canada, my kids went. Okay. Again, if you're tuning into that and you're worried about that being an issue, tune out of it. Because a lot of time, and that happened with me as well. In separation, I was almost like, oh God, how's this going to go? Bloody, my daughter is an Aquarian. She's headstrong. And I was like, disconnect. It's not your problem. You can't make the world perfect. And some interesting situations happened where as soon as I disconnected, she happened to see him first. It's amazing. 24 hours like that. Check your thoughts, whoever you're tuning into. Whatever your spiritual blockages are in your belief systems, I feel his energy is really light, doll. He's very at peace. He's very business orientated, but he holds high expectations for himself. He does feel tired, but he's got, again, I'm seeing the beach, I'm seeing the ocean, and it's just like he feels at peace with the ocean, and I'm feeling a location change. But there has been a cycle out of energy and something changing, and I also do feel potentially even somebody who is very nearest and dearest. This could be an old energy. It feels like they might have passed. This could be a while ago, or it could be someone who is actually unwell for a long time. It doesn't feel what's going on now. This feels a separate energy. So that's kind of dissolved it and transformed him. Be it was a long time. Like I said, you can't decide because he's looking at it in a matter-of-fact way, where he's, how do I place it? Very much after the fact, when you've resolved something in your mind and you've kind of culminated it with this, 7 stages of healing. That's really what I'm saying, how he's doing things. Anyway, I'm going to have a quick break. I hope that helped. And I'm going to come back and we will do Pisces. Pisces. Tell me if my son is around. How old was he? 10. Yeah, I was going to say he looks quite young. Did he have blondie brown hair? Or is it dark? I'm saying a little boy. That's okay, Chris. Yeah, it just feels, Chris, he's really come to terms. So it's very like closure energy. Yes, okay. Gosh, he's cute. Those eyes. What do you want to know about him, Dale? Yes, he's with you. He's also making reference to an animal. What's with this animal that he's making reference to? His son. I'm seeing he's such a cute haircut. Oh, what a cute kid. He's showing me a hallway in home. He's also making reference to an animal that's passed over, or could actually be in this waking life, and playing with this animal. But there is a correlating energy to either he wanted a pet or there was a pet, but it's something to do with an animal, and it feels like a dog, and a relationship, a connection with this dog. But there's a message connecting to this dog. Is it someone that has a dog currently? Could even be a love interest. Because like I said, the guides at the moment are working in mysterious ways, and they're really connecting them with romance. It's crazy shit. As I'm getting the astrology energy down for Pisces. $45. Jeez, Yildiz. Good grief. Scorpio. He was a boxer. Do you know my dog? I had a Rottweiler and his name was Tyson. Now, there's two animals I'm seeing, okay? If the dog is with you, and no matter what he's saying, he has this connection to the dog. He's making reference to it. He's also talking about your tradition, something to do with the birthday. You will know what I'm talking about. This is what he's saying. But he's making a joke about it. He's very gentle. The dog is important. He's mentioning that. He's mentioning playing with it. He's also making reference to a long hallway. Now, this could be a new house you move to, or it could be a current house you're in, but it's very white. It's a long hallway. It's very nice. It could be that it's been renovated, but it feels like a new home. But it's a wide hallway, and it's white. And he's also showing me memories, or directly he still plays with this dog. He also is making reference to a love interest in a dog. And I don't know what the correlating energy is. It's like maybe, he's interconnected. Yeah. So what's this birthday tradition you have? Do you do something on the birthday? Because he's making reference to that. Better get Pisces stuff. Get my head together. That's okay. Look, he seems really happy. You wait till Halloween, because he was making reference to it and he's laughing about it. He likes your traditions. He's also making reference to a photo frame. He's showing me brown wood. I don't know why. But there's a photo or something to that degree 2 days before. I think in general he just likes the tradition. And I don't know whether it's a memory of a cake or you still do that, but I'm seeing almost a cake and lighting of the candles, the energy of the presents, could be physical presence, or just the energy in general he's making point of and he's making reference to. What else do you want to know? He seems content. He does watch you. He's thinking if you think this is the end, and there's changes, and he's quite excited about some of the changes that you're going to experience. But he's being cheeky. He finds it quite amusing. So some of the things you thought would never happen, some of these things are going to come up for you, and they are. But he is making reference to, he does make connection and contact with you, but he does it in various ways. And I'm also seeing a particular toy he had. Feels quite colourful. You might have kept it, or it might be connected to somebody else in the family, but I'm seeing it quite a colourful toy, and it's like he places his energy in that, surrounding you. That's what he's showing me. Anyway, I better go. I hope it helped. Love and light, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Steph. Take care.